In this WrestleTalk news, does Miro want to return to WWE? Who else could Triple H be bringing back to the company? WWE and AEW stars suffer injuries, and what's The Fiend up to now?
Support WrestleTalk!
For the past few years, each time someone has been released from WWE, a lot of fans would begin speculating as to whether or not they would be a good fit for AEW. Being the second biggest wrestling promotion in the world meant that naturally it would be the destination of choice for a lot of former WWE stars, with names such as Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, Malachi Black, and Miro all making the move from McMahon to Khan. However, we must now appreciate that since Vince McMahon's retirement a few weeks ago, the atmosphere in pro wrestling has drastically changed, and Triple H has started making big changes now he's head of WWE's creative team. Not only that, but several reports have noted AEW stars are much more likely to join or even rejoin WWE now that someone they actually like and respect is running creative. And there has also been no shortage of reports regarding the improved morale backstage in WWE now that Vince isn't prowling the corridors and telling people not to sneeze or talk like a human. With so many AEW stars tied into multi-year contracts, it's unlikely we'll see many of them turn up in WWE anytime soon, but that hasn't stopped them from making little sly hints. While it could simply be him playing a character, former WWE and current AEW star Miro has done something on Twitter that has fans speculating over his happiness in AEW, and therefore the possibility that he could one day find himself back in a WWE ring. In response to the AEW World Championship match that took place during the live edition of AEW Rampage on Friday last week, Miro tweeted, "Who's that guy that is fighting for the title?" The answer was Mance Rayder, which, to be fair, I didn't know who he was either. A fan then replied to Miro saying, "Are you still in AEW? Seems like you had it better in WWE." While Miro didn't make any further replies, he did like the response, suggesting he was happier in WWE, which is far from a confirmation of anything, but it could at least be a little hint as to how he's feeling about his current employers. While Miro has won the TNT Championship since signing with AEW back in September 2020, he arguably hasn't been given the push many expected him to receive after debuting. Due to a hamstring injury, Miro missed the first 6 months of 2022, but even then, he's only had 3 televised matches all year, with the last of those coming at the AEW X NJPW Forbidden Door show on June 26. He's been getting the odd promo on AEW TV, but it's clear the promotion is focusing on other stars right at this moment. It's far from the first time Miro has made little hints or been outspoken about something in AEW, as he famously said that the TNT Championship had gone to since he lost the belt. While others may be teasing a return to WWE, Cody Rhodes remained the only person so far to actually move directly from AEW to WWE's main roster, but there's every chance this could change in the future. Do you think Miro deserves better, and who would you like to see return to WWE from AEW? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you to our wonderful Patreons, Haven, Argy Bargy, Margie Pargy, and Abominable Michael Abbott. While Miro may not be the happiest boy in AEW, Triple H seems determined to make everyone in WWE as happy as can be in his roles as both the head of creative and the head of talent relations. Not only have we seen him bring back stars like Dakota Kai, Scarlett, and Karrion Kross, he's called up Io Sky and looks to be close to securing the return of both Sasha Banks and Naomi, who both infamously walked out of WWE earlier this year. One of the key parts of his strategy to keep everyone happy appears to be having frequent meetings with talent, with Fightful Select reporting several one-on-one meetings have already taken place between Triple H and stars in regards to their creative direction. One name mentioned by Fightful in particular was Omos, who has not been on Raw since Triple H took over. While he has been on WWE Main Event, it is understood that he and others are having meetings with Trips to help them better understand their creative direction now he's calling the shots. Fightful Select also noted over the weekend that we shouldn't expect to see Triple H slow down with his re-recruitment drive, and that a feeling out process is currently underway to see whether some stars who were released during the Vince McMahon era would be interested in returning to the company. While he wasn't released, he simply let his contract expire, it is widely expected that Johnny Gargano will be one of the names to return to WWE now that Triple H, who is a huge fan of Gargano's, is now in charge. The report noted both Karrion Kross and Scarlett were among the names discussed by Triple H and other WWE higher-ups as people they would be interested in re-signing, with the goal of bolstering up the WWE main roster. Fightful mentioned that sources have told them not to expect Triple H to step off the gas pedal in terms of signing former stars, and that he will continue to reshape the roster where he feels it is needed. So that's what Triple H is doing, but what's former WWE star Bray Wyatt doing? That's right, it's time for another episode of What the Hell is Bray Wyatt talking about this time? There's no doubting Bray Wyatt is one of the most creative pro wrestlers in modern wrestling history. His characters of both Bray Wyatt and The Fiend were fascinating diversions from the norm, and a glimpse into what could be when when a wrestler's creative desires were fully expressed. As I said, he's incredibly creative, however, he's also deeply confusing on Twitter. His most recent tweet said, well, it said this: "Wrestling is not a love story. It's a fairy tale for masochists, a comedy for people who criticize punchlines, a fantasy most can't understand, a spectacle no one can deny. Lines are blurred, heroes are villains, budgets are cut, business is business. But it can also be a land where dead men walk, where honor makes you elite, where demons run for office, and rock bottom is a reason to rejoice." Woo! It's an escape! A reason to point the blame at anyone but yourself for 2 to 3 hours, an excuse to be a kid again, and nothing matters except the moment we are in. Wrestling is not a love story. It's much more. It's hope. And in a world surrounded in hate, greed, and violence, a world where closure may never come, we all know a place that has hot and cold hope on tap, for better or for worse. And I think we all know what he means by that. Anyone? No, okay, good, me neither. It's the latest in a series of cryptic and downright confusing tweets from Wyatt, who is currently going by his real-life first name Wyndham. However, this is one of very few to directly mention wrestling, which has led some fans to speculate this could be Wyatt teasing an imminent return to the ring. Wyatt has responded to a couple of fans who took a shot at his words being nothing more than cryptic doo-doo by saying, "It's not meant to be cryptic. It's a reminder to myself and others that need reminding just how special this business is, and how lucky we are to have it. Put your microscope and biases aside and read it again." Yeah, read it again. I understood him the first time round. Having said all that, it might be nothing to do with wrestling, and there's every chance he's just talking a bit of nonsense because that's kind of his thing. I'm sure it'll all make sense in 10 years when we notice the first word of all his tweets spell out, "I'm returning at Stomping Grounds next year against The Miz." Wyatt last wrestled in any capacity at WrestleMania 37, where he was defeated by Randy Orton in objectively one of the worst matches of the year. Since then, he appears to have mainly focused on parenthood and movie work, but at 35 years old, there's every chance he's got another run in the ring left in him. Feel free to interpret meaning in his words in the comments. Someone else who could be returning or debuting or something along those lines is whoever is teaming up with Asuka in the upcoming WWE Women's Championship Tag Team Tournament, because WWE has decided those belts do in fact exist again. The tournament will start during tonight's episode of WWE Raw, but no teams have actually been announced as of right now. There are teams that would make a lot of sense, like Io Sky and Dakota Kai, Nikki ASH and Doudrop, and Natalya and Shayna Baszler, but we don't know anything for sure right now. Alexa Bliss would appear to be the most obvious choice for a partner for Asuka, but Asuka seems to be suggesting otherwise on her Twitter account. She tweeted a photo of herself over the weekend with the caption, "I will be the tag team champion again, but where is my partner?" As she mentioned, Asuka has indeed held the tag team belts before with both Kairi Sane and Charlotte Flair. With Sane currently signed to Stardom and Charlotte Flair not currently on TV, it would seem very unlikely that either of them will be Asuka's partner. But with Triple H in charge, there's no guessing who it might be. Or we might just be reading way too much into this and it'll just be Alexa Bliss, and therefore this piece of speculation is redundant. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Someone we unfortunately won't be seeing in a WWE ring anytime soon is NXT 2.0 star Tatum Paxley, who was unfortunately injured during an NXT live event over the weekend. According to reports from the show, Paxley took on Sloane Jacobs in a singles match, but at some point the match was stopped when Paxley was kicked and her face hit the ring post. Reports from the show suggest she suffered a broken nose, but this hasn't been confirmed by WWE. And it was a bad weekend for women's noses in general, as AEW star Jamie Hayter also suffered a broken nose during her match with Thunder Rosa at AEW Battle of the Belts 3. Sean Ross Sapp tweeted after the match, which Rosa won, that he had been told that Hayter's nose was broken at some point during the fight, but that she managed to finish the match. One response to Sean's tweet seems to show the moment when the injury took place, when the video showing Rosa's knee connecting with Hayter's face during a brainbuster. Hayter will have to be added to AEW's worryingly long list of injured stars, which also features CM Punk, who is currently a doubt for All Out in September, as his recovery from a broken foot reportedly isn't going fully to plan. Keep your noses safe, everyone. And finally, just because I haven't had a chance to say it yet, and because I want everyone to think I'm a really nice guy, I want to say congratulations to both Cassie Lee and Shawn Spears, who announced over the weekend that they are expecting their first child together. Hooray for babies!
In this WrestleTalk news, the real reason Karrion Kross returned on SmackDown, Bayley says some WWE women need to work less selfishly. Pete's review of SmackDown and more. Subscribe and enable notifications to always on for daily wrestling news videos.